The Cambrian mountains comprise some of the oldest rocks on Earth, and also some of its most complex landforms, such as those of Pembrokeshire and North Wales. When it comes to landscapes then, Wales can be considered to be a bit of an all-rounder. But more than this, these mountains can be obstacles to movement, or, if you're on a mountain bike, potential challenges. On the fringes of the big natural stuff like the manufactured grounds, the pasturelands and parks, these mountain bike playgrounds, whilst they might well offer a beautifully crafted hot pie or a gourmet coffee, as we have here at Antistyniog, themselves offer challenges of a different kind. What that means as a mountain biker is you need not just a desire to expand your taste palette, but also the tools in which to be able to sample some of these beautiful places. Double espresso and a piece of that cake for Chris, please. This then is your knife and fork, your spoon, cup and saucer all in one. The Haibike ALLMTN CF SE. We will return to the bike park and no doubt the cafe a little bit later on. But what about this for a whole pile of trouble? Now, within a 50-mile radius of here, Chris and me will be able to throw everything that Wales has at this alleged all-mountain, all-round e-mountain bike. The merciless angles and the unforgiving terrain of a land manufactured millions of years ago provides the background and the grip, no grip surface on which to slide and potentially glide this Haibike SE. Ten minutes in, he is already talking about being hot and sweaty.
And he's an athlete.
We've got a bridle weight, which doesn't exist. No surprise there.
Yeah.
We've got a storm coming in from the west and 60-mile-an-hour winds and heavy rain.
Driving rains, bogs, roots, water crossings, all sounds like the mix for an awesome Steve Jones adventure ride.
I guess this is the problem with a trip like this, is a bridleway exists on the map, but not on the ground.
But they can be 100 years old, remember? And this one, I don't think anyone's been on for 500 years.
But Chris, just for perspective, we've got the beautiful Snowdon in the background there.
In the fog.
Look, I think what we do is we try to get to the ridge and then, I mean, the aim is to try and get to that quarry because it looks stunning.
That's what I'm hoping for, Steve. That's what I want to get to, that quarry.
But you might need to persevere. We could have maybe used the Bosch e-bike flow up for route planning, but...
A bit of fun, bit of Steve Jones adventure riding. Can't be beaten.
Yeah, but we didn't use the navigation. We just went for the phone, which might probably get wet and stop working. I don't think I've ever ridden in conditions like this. Literally getting blown off the hill. So what's the plan here, Chris?
I'm having flashbacks from that ride across Dartmoor we did on the stream crossings, to be fair. I'm getting a nice shower from the wind off of that waterfall.
I think we're good. Oh! I think we're good. Thing is, riding terrain like this simply would not be that possible on a conventional mountain bike. So on an e-bike, you can power through the tussocks. Look at this, great fun. Whoa, and there finally is the quarry that I promised Chris would exist. We've actually got some defined track. The CF SE has 160mm of travel. That's a lot, enough for bruising mountain descents, but it's not so much that it'll suck the life out of fast-flowing, hard-packed trails. It will still give you sensitivity, and it will still give you speed. So if the Haibike doesn't actually have too much or too little, do we maybe overthink suspension travel? Well, possibly. Why do we need more? Why do we actually need less? When does all-mountain become enduro? When does enduro become freeride? And the simple answer to that, it doesn't have to.
But a more valid question is, does that mean that this bike is less capable because it's attempting to be a jack of all trades? The all-round ball catcher, spin bowler and batter of sixes? Well, that's why we're here, right?
And so, plenty of travel, lots of range, great angles, comfort, speed, plus all the furnishings to get you into and out of the wild places and also the refined ones.
Trying to think of the true meaning of a word.
What word?
The word which is on your top tube.
All mountain.
Exactly.
That's right where we are for sure.
Isn't it funny to think that people lived in these settlements before there were e-bikes? Can you ever imagine a time?
Oh, I couldn't think of anything worse.
A time gone by?
In the summer, yeah, but on a day like this,
that's
bleak.
These are the people that used to ride mountain bikes.
I really think places such as this are very much the essence of eMTB. 1 minute you'd be sat here looking at a distant peak over there, and the next minute you can be over there a few hours later looking back here. So I think new horizons, ever-changing ones, but always ones within reach.
That 29-inch front wheel will roll you over rock, and the 27.5 rear tuck you tightly into corners. The 750 watt-hour battery allows for such missions. You have navigation, tour planning, all taken care of by Bosch, the smart system and the e-bike flow app. But you might fancy a quick hit. You might want everything condensed into a potent little package. Some blacks as well as reds, blues and a flow manufactured all for you. Maybe even some airborne activity from tame to terrifying. There are simply no rules for manufactured terrain. So I think Chris will take it from here. But can one bike really do it all? We have been fed and bred categories for some time now. Not so many years ago, back when eMTBs were very new, we never had such genres as mid or full assist, display options, battery watt-hour alternatives and bolt-ons. Hell, this place never even existed. True, you could get a coffee any which way you wanted, but an eMTB would be a mid-travel bike of say 150mm with very few motor brands under the hood, so to speak.
We are definitely seeing different breeds of eMTB emerge, not just in travel motors and batteries, but also sizing and customization, like I mentioned earlier. Now, Haibike, they have lots of bikes. They have enduro bikes, they have freeride bikes, they have hardtail bikes, and also that super lightweight like, which is particularly beautiful. But whilst these are fine tunes designed for different palettes, I still believe, I genuinely believe, that an all-rounder does exist.
Most of us now know which side our bread is buttered, and we want a bread and butter bike. We want dependability, reliability and adaptability too. We want something wholesome onto which we can apply whatever we want. A coarse pate, some manuka honey or a good chunky pickle.
But we certainly don't want to get into a pickle on our bikes. Oh no, not away from the safety of the trail centre. What we want is adaptability, hence the massive 750 watt-hour battery, plenty of juice in the tank for the big mountains.
The 200mm Magura 4-piston brakes, as you can see, have stacks of power for pulling up. The Mavic D Max wheelset durability, and those Lyric forks, the stout chassis to unleash onto and into chunks of big metamorphic rock. Plus, of course, there is that burly Bosch 85 Nm motor, the power to do all things outside the safety or unsafety of the bike park. And remember folks, the heart and soul of this bike is very much the Bosch Smart System and everything that is associated with that. Features such as Tour Plus, which is going to help you with your range. Extended Boost to help you tackle those super technical climbs. Remember, there is adjustable motor levels on the bike and of course the eBike Flow app. All this goes hand in hand with such things as route planning, navigation and connectivity. It's definitely all in there. Do you know what? We talk about how cool some of the new lightweight bikes are, such as, the Haibike like, but 750 watt-hour battery, big, powerful motor. I mean, when you're carrying 20 kilos of cake in your backpack,
You're going to need that power, right?
you need it, don't you?
Yeah, I think if I was on a lightweight bike, that would have probably been, I'm not going to lie, probably a push up there, whereas these bikes, stick them in turbo mode. I did walk a little bit, but that power coming from that walk assist was pretty awesome on this section.
I think adventure riding definitely is where the full power bike comes into play, right?
Definitely. It's so much easier being able to ride your bike rather than push it up stuff.
The Haibike all-mountain then. Not too much, not too little. Still, we'll probably stay on for afters.